One of the biggest things for us was being able to determine the actual level of gunfire in an area using the ShotSpotter platform. We're finding that anywhere from 85 to 90% of our gunfire was going unreported. We had people who would tell us that they were living in their bathtubs at night because they were afraid of gunfire, but they weren't calling the police because they didn't think there was anything we could do, or they didn't think we would do anything. That by having the ShotSpotter platform and them seeing officers responding day in and day out to calls regarding gunfire in their communities, it's given them more confidence to come forward to us and address these issues.
It's been a game changer for us. It's helped us respond to gunfire faster, more accurately, be able to make some better cases out of it, and actually get some really bad criminals off our streets.
Having that law enforcement presence immediately in those neighborhoods, responding to calls for service from the ShotSpotter, and being able to respond to that, and then encouraging the community to get involved. So all of that, that system of building trust in the community is really helping.
With ShotSpotter, when you're responding to an activation, you have a pretty good idea exactly where that shooting's occurring, and you can have a planned response to it and have the resources in place. And that way it actually helps avoid us getting into a situation where we have to use force, and it's been very successful for us.
With ShotSpotter, you're getting a cruiser to every one of those incidents. You're picking up shell casings, which is building your NIBIN cases. You're creating heat maps. If you go into the Insight portal, it starts telling the story of what's going on in your city. So there's a lot of different dimensions to what ShotSpotter can do for you.
We used to get calls from the public before telling us we had a shooting in this area of town. It was never very precise. A lot of times we'd spend a good amount of time wasting our time looking in areas where the shooting didn't occur. Now with ShotSpotter, we know exactly where to go to find that evidence, find that victim, find video coverage. I would characterize it as a force multiplier. It really helps us do our job efficiently and effectively.
Well, believe it or not, before we went with our pilot of ShotSpotter a couple of years ago, I was not a big fan because I felt like it would just generate more calls for service for my officers. And the results that we saw almost immediately with arrest for discharging of firearms, the shell casings that we collected for NIBIN entry, within a day or two, I had 180 degrees shifted my position.
I was a little skeptical of the actual technology, how it was actually going to bring us to that location. Before, we would get phone calls, gunfire in the area, but we could search blocks and never find anything. And I remember one of the first calls when I was out there, and it took you exactly to the spot where so we found some shell casings of a shooting. And to me, it was like magic, really. So it's been a great tool for us.
I really believe in ShotSpotter, especially if you're starting to progress toward a real-time crime center. You're gonna need that ShotSpotter alert for all the other tools to start falling into place and working.
With the ShotSpotter technology, that's helping us identify those areas, those chronic areas where we've had gun violence. We're redeploying assets in those areas. And we're actually seeing gun violence and homicides go down in those target areas. That builds confidence in the community.